What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, if you missed a video from earlier this week, I confirmed, even though Moon Knight drops on the 30th, the pre-screeners are actually going out in about 2 weeks. You guys are going to start to see reviews, interviews, and of course, a ton more teaser trailers. After that, Disney Plus is pretty much popping off the rest of the year. Kenobi, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk. One of the most exciting pieces of news, though, here recently about Disney Plus is they're getting all of the Netflix shows back under a different parental control. Well, because obviously shows like Daredevil and Punisher are extremely violent. It really prompts the question, when are we going to get to see Daredevil again in the MCU? And while there have been a ton of industry insider reports about this, I even had an exclusive at the channel a year ago confirming when and where he was on set, we can now officially update you and tell you exactly when and where, which episodes of which show you can expect to see Matt Murdock back as Daredevil, and hopefully this time fully suited up. We're breaking down this most recent update from industry insiders about the Daredevil cameo and what Charlie Cox said himself about being okay with a huge change to the series in upcoming Disney Plus. We're breaking down everything Daredevil, but first, if you could consider hitting the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, everything from stories like this to interviews, industry insider scoops, everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. That automatically enters you for our PS5 giveaway and helps you keep up with the content at the channel. So there had been tons of industry insider reports about where we would see Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock and Daredevil show up in the MCU before we saw him officially confirmed in Spider-Man No Way Home. Most of those signals seem to indicate that while he'll show up in shows like Echo and maybe now even his own series, as we've confirmed and reported on multiple times in the last 2 years, that She-Hulk was the next place we would see him. Now we have an update to exactly which episodes he's going to show up, and this was released under the exclusive headline by Giant Freaking Robot last week. They're an industry insider editorial that's been around for about a year or so. Their exclusive said that Charlie Cox would show up as Daredevil, Matt Murdock, in episodes 8 and 9 of She-Hulk, presumably the penultimate and finale of the show. That was then retweeted by industry insider Casey Walsh, who is a very trusted industry insider. We've been reporting on him for quite some time and sort of poked fun at them, saying that it was only an exclusive if you had been off the internet. Now, in all fairness to Giant Freaking Robot, while I myself had dropped my own exclusive, I had my own sources confirming Charlie Cox on set for She-Hulk about a year ago. It was my own information. Probably have their own sources as well, and to be fair, I didn't know that it was episodes 8 and 9. I heard a ton of stuff about his cameo, which we're going to talk about in just a second, but real recently, Charlie Cox actually weighed in about his Daredevil series and talked about it directly, and a hopeful return to Disney Plus in his own series now that they've gotten the original Netflix shows and they're also on the platform. What he said specifically about it is he'd be okay with them toning it down and making it a PG-13 title to fit in with the rest of the MCU. Now, if you guys want my honest reaction to this, yeah, of course he would. It's called dollars, baby. He loves what's going on at Disney Plus right now. He wants to be included at any cost, and if it's going to mean that he gets the same treatment as the rest of the shows that are PG-13, Charlie Cox definitely wants that. Charlie Cox, the actor, the man, definitely wants that. But of course, for his character, he wants to get that same sort of coverage, he wants that same sort of involvement in the MCU, and for someone new to something as big and old as the MCU, saying, hey, we're going to put a different label on your content could be quite an issue. Now, I've been on record for the last 2 years unequivocally saying projects like Daredevil, projects like Punisher, Deadpool, they all deserve a rated R rating, and in fact, I can tell you, as someone who has a Marvel channel and has for 4 years, based directly on the statistics for this channel, most of the people who watch this content are well over the age to watch rated R label. You're literally only leaving out the kiddos, which first and foremost, Disney is obviously aiming a lot of their content at. When I was watching one of the Doctor Strange trailers at my friend Sean's house, his little girl ran by and said, wait, is that America? Referring to America Chavez because she's read the most recent Marvel Rising comics that featured her character. They're also working on things like Young Avengers. There's more than enough stuff for the kids, but if Marvel doesn't want the same constraints that it's had to follow this entire time, if it wants to be able to explore new territory, then a rated R rating and a rated R label is going to be necessary. There's a rumor that I don't quite believe that there's a longer darker cut of Doctor Strange that's closer to 4 hours and rated R. That definitely sounds like some made-up fan fiction wannabe stuff, but we saw already some violence in that most recent Doctor Strange trailer, and what I think is obviously blood on Wanda's face. That is not the normal look for Marvel. Sam Raimi directing a dark horror film. They're trying to expand this, and I think when it comes to characters that deserve this kind of violence, if you're going to keep any sort of integrity for them, then they need to have a rated R label. If you have not watched the original Punisher series now with Jon Bernthal that's going to be on Disney Plus, I highly recommend that you do. Yeah, but if you have kids, not with them in the room, which is kind of the whole point. We'll see where Marvel chooses to go with this. I understand Charlie Cox's position of wanting to be PG-13 because that makes sure he's squarely in the MCU with all these other characters, but I'm not sure being rated R isn't going to mean you're squarely in the MCU. Again, especially with a lot of the dark stuff we're about to see in Multiverse of Madness, and then hopefully continuing with these characters as they cross over. Think about it, guys. How much blood was in that original Blade film? And I'm not saying it has to be like that Wesley Snipes Blade film, but I mean, if you're going to keep some integrity to the character from the comics. Plus, honestly, I don't want to see more PG-13 Wolverine. I think Logan really sealed the deal for me that Wolverine deserves a rated R2, but we're definitely getting way ahead of ourselves. Lastly, I'll leave you with some of the rumors for his showing up in the MCU, and I think that these are exciting but still yet to be seen. The original report was that Charlie Cox would show up as Matt Murdock, so he would be there in lawyer form the same way he was in Spider-Man, and considering it's a legal comedy, that would make a lot of sense. But there have also been rumors that not only will he show up as Daredevil, but donning the yellow costume or something closer to the original yellow costume from the comics. Now, it's undeniable that Marvel Phase 4 is definitely shaping up to be the quote-unquote comic book accurate phase. We've seen it in Hawkeye and a ton of these other projects where they've been able to work in the original and comic accurate comics, WandaVision, etc. They're definitely finding opportunities to do this, but considering we already know that this is a legal comedy in the context of the show, I think him showing up as Matt Murdock and solely as Matt Murdock, not yet suited up as Daredevil, would probably be a lot closer to the case. And then going from there, when the Echo series rolls around, a character that he is an integral part to her story, facing off against Kingpin, that's when I know for sure we will see Daredevil, Matt Murdock showing up full Daredevil all the way, and then eventually his own series after that. So guys, let me know all your thoughts down in the comments, how hype you are for this, what you expect to see, and which is your favorite Daredevil costume. If you want to know mine, it's for sure the all black with the red DD on it. I believe that's the Shadowlands costume. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that's the one I really like. Guys, let me know all your other thoughts down there quickly. Let's jump into the giveaway stuff, let you know what's going on. All right, we're still going to keep giving away the PS5 every 20,000 subscribers all the way up to 1 million. The next one's at 960. All you have to do to be entered to win, drop a comment. Make sure you're subscribed, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, just like we're doing here, not in comments. I think we've gotten rid of the WhatsApp spammer now for good. Unfortunately, I see he's targeting my mate's channel over at Heavy Spoilers, so if you guys see those in the other channels you watch, if you see someone in the comments telling people they won, just flag those channels. Help us out. It would be really appreciated. I'm also giving away daily exclusives and variants from StreetLevelHeroLA.com over on my Instagram. All you have to do is follow me over there, follow my account, and then you'll see the pictures of the variant comics. Comment on those. We're giving them away every single day. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.